Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Esai and Kari the channel. This is it, and you are watching it, so it's just me today. Again, this was a video idea that Kari suggested a few weeks ago, I believe it was. As you've heard, I've published a book or two, or three or four. So, what we're gonna do today is talk about those books. Yes, I've published 4 books. They're all pretty short, and I'm still working on some. So we're just gonna get right into it. Anyway, welcome back.
Are you ready?
Alright, so long story short, I started getting into writing when I was in like 2nd grade. My teacher used to read stories to us. I used to love them, specifically Poppy, which is a book by Avi. And that's about like a mouse and a porcupine and this owl that's like trying to kill the mouse, and then the mouse kills the porcupine. So it's a whole thing. But that really like inspired my whole writing career, because since then I've just liked writing. Like, that's it. And so yeah, like, let me think, maybe 4th grade, no, 3rd grade, no, 4th grade. 4th grade I wrote another like little story for school, and I remember that it was about like a Venus flytrap or something. And then 6th grade came around and we read, no, it was 5th grade. I can't remember anything. 5th grade came around and we read Island of the Blue Dolphins. That book is very good. I don't remember who it's by, but you should go check it out. It's really cool. That one, as well as Hatchet. Hatchet was another one that a lot of kids read in 5th grade, but I actually didn't even end up reading that until I was in 7th grade. And that was just because I wasn't in the same level, and that book was too challenging for me. So, yeah, I didn't read that book, but I heard it's really good, and, you know, I decided to read it, so I read it, and I liked it. So, 7th grade comes along, and at this point, here's my inspiration for my first book. I was obsessed with The Walking Dead. Like, I have all the comics. Like, I still read them up until like recently when they just ended, and like that was my thing. That was my show. I loved it. Zombies were amazing. So I wrote a story inspired by Walking Dead, and I like made my friends the characters and everything, and so we were all characters in this like little universe of mine. And I used to write on a little Wattpad right over here. And I believe stuff is still on there, but I don't use it anymore, because that's mainly for fan fictions and furries and things. But no hate, just not my thing. So yeah, basically I started writing that, and then I wrote those through like 8th grade, and I finished my saga. They were super short chapters. And you know, I finished that in 8th grade and started writing a new story that was based in characters that my cousin and my sister and I used to like play with, and it was just like, it was a whole thing, but we had like never-ending imagination, and I just like loved creating stories. So that brings us to the first book. I published this my freshman year, in January of 2017. This is my book, Horrors of the Living Corpses. It's my first book. You can see it's very, very thin, not that hard to read. And I actually, I was learning, don't judge me, but I forgot page numbers, but it's okay because it kind of goes with it. The main character is basically documenting the whole like thing, as if it were a story, and like that comes later on and explains everything. But yeah, this was my first one, 2017. I've yet to publish the second. I've been working on it, and it's going to be a lot bigger than this. But you know, this was like sort of my starting out. Like, I really enjoyed writing this, and I was so proud of myself. Someone else did the cover art for me, using the website Fiverr. I would recommend it, but I don't use it anymore. Yeah, but basically stories about a couple kids, not a couple, a lot of kids, like a group, trying to find their families during the zombie apocalypse, and it breaks out while they're in school, so they're trapped there, and then they end up leaving and going on a journey to downtown, because that's where like the safe zone is at. There's a lot of characters, lots of drama, there's lots of internal and external conflict, so this was definitely one of my books that I really, really, really loved writing and I was very passionate about. And the new one's gonna be a lot better. The writing's a lot more mature. Um, and like you can definitely see the growth from this to my new one. And yeah, like I don't know, I'm just exciting. Main character's name's Sebastian. Quick backstory. I was almost named Sebastian, so I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna give this little ode to what would be my name, and I dedicated it to my family because it was my first one. So yeah, this is Horrors of the Living Corpses, 2017. I was gonna write the second one like right after, but then some stuff was going on in school. Obviously, high school is really hard for a lot of kids, and one thing a writer can do best is take what they know and turn that into art. And so I did that. I took my experiences and I turned it into this second book, which I really love and I hold very, very dear to my heart. This one's called Better Angels. Here, I'll show you. This is Better Angels. You may have seen this picture before because it was free, so it's not illegal, but I took it off Canva. And I gave it to another cover artist, different one from the Horrors of Living Corpses. And yeah, this one's a little bit thicker, but not too much. And yeah, this one's about 3 kids who were depressed, which, like I say, lightheartedly, just because like I don't want to depress you or make you sad, but that's like basically what this is. And they end up meeting this other kid who turns out isn't actually like a student at their school. And he's actually just like this angel figure that's there to like help them get through everything. And so yeah, this one I held very close to my heart just because there was a lot of real things that I turned into story that went into here. And I dedicated this one to my 2 childhood best friends. I won't tell their names, but if you are watching this, I do love you very much. Both of you. I hope you're both doing very well. I don't talk to them as much as I would like to, and that's just how life goes. But yeah, this one was for myself and for them, and it just, yeah, like every other chapter is the main character's writing, so that's kind of same style as the last one. And there was a lot of things when I was going through a lot of stuff that I turned into that character's feelings and I put it in here. So like I said, this one's really close to my heart, and I love all the people that have supported me through everything. But yeah, this was also 2017 during the summer. I believe it was July. I believe it was July when I published Better Angels, and that was just like, it was an out of the blue thing. I wasn't expecting to write this, and I ended up doing it because my friend was like, that would be a sick story. She's just like really cool. So yeah, she's really cool for telling me that I should write this, and I ended up doing it, and it's one of my favorites. In between the year 2017 and 2018, that year since Better Angels, I hadn't written that much, just because I was so busy with school and like my family. We were going through a lot of things, and I won't get into detail on that, maybe another time, but like a quick backstory of that is that my sister, who has special needs, was getting surgery done, and she had to go under once, but then there was an infection, so she went under again, and we just spent lots of time in the hospital. And this was actually following my publication of Better Angels, and like I had gotten in trouble with some friends, and like it was just a whole mesh of things that I didn't know how to deal. And so the following summer I had a really hard time because that was that year anniversary of everything, and in between then it was just really rocky. So I ended up writing a story because my sister's doctor told me that there was a girl in the hospital who wanted to become a writer. And I was like, oh, that's really sick. And so he was like, yeah, you should go talk to her. So I tried to go talk to her, but she didn't want to see us. So I left her 2 copies and my phone number. She reached out and everything. And, like I talked to her and everything. She was really cool, down to earth, a lot healthier than. And so it was really just great seeing how she grew from that. And from all of that, I wrote a story for a school project, a short story. That was the project. And I'd never published or written a short story that was out of my element, a little happier, more loving, not so like zombie gore or depressed kid. So that's how this book, Alive at Dusk, was born. Yeah, this one's extremely thin because it's a short story. But yeah, I wrote this. It's like 5 chapters, I think. And yeah, I hold this one pretty close to my heart too. And I dedicated this one. It says, let me see. For the sick, the lonely, the loving, and the ones who helped me or someone else during a rough time in their lives. This one is definitely one of those books that's like, hey, like you're going through stuff and I feel for you. Like I know what that's like. Maybe not entirely, but we can relate on the fact that we are both going through things and I'm here for you. And that's what this is. There's a sick kid in this story and some other kid shows up and he has like these powers almost. And he talks about being an outsider. So he takes this girl out of the hospital with his like magic stuff. And they go on like this little adventure and it's really cute. In my opinion, it's just like something I hold close to my heart. Again, like I hold all of these books like really close to me because they all come from my heart and they're all, you know, something that I know and can express. So this is definitely one of those that, yeah, like I was just like, yeah, you know, this is something that people can relate to. And I think everyone knows struggle in any form. So I definitely believe that this is one of those. So yeah, that's Alive at Dusk. And oh yeah, I did end up figuring out how to do page numbers for this one and Better Angels. But yeah, this one is barely 59 pages. Not that hard. I was like, wow, I really like this, like, oh, publishing like things I've never done before type of thing. And so recently, a few weeks ago, I published my 4th book. And this is all self-publication through Amazon. But I decided I wanted to work on something that I hadn't done before, something I could probably get out soon because I was like, I just, you know, I want to do this. And so I ended up learning how to design the cover for this. I wrote everything, edited it all on my own, and it was an insane amount of work for something that's so simple in that sense. But yeah, this is my book. Lovely is his heart. Oh, it's super white. Hold on. Lovely is his heart. This is a poetry book that I wrote. I've never written poetry like professionally, and so I wrote this. And you know, Little Heart has a picture of me in it because a lot of it's for me. I write in the, I think it's like the foreword, the author's word of the book, that it's like, this is not a book that is meant to like be for a specific audience, but people can resonate with it if they want, or if they can, or if they do or don't. It's just there and it's for me. I had to bring a lot of things in my life to closure. Did that even make sense? I'm a writer and I always question my English. But, you know, like, this is one of those books where it was just like, it was solely for the purpose of treating my heart the right way. And so I did. I wrote a ton of poems in here and I forget how many there are. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, so maybe like 62, 63 poems in here. And yeah, the dedication, like, here's where I get a little narcissistic. The dedication's for me, like to me. Also, this paper looks like it has a dead bug in it. But, you know, it's just like, it's there and it's for me. And so a lot of it outlines my struggles that I've gone through over the past few years, because high school's hard. Like, there's nothing else to it. High school's just tough. But yeah, that's my 4th book. It's a poetry book, and currently I'm working on the part 2 to Horrors of the Living Corpses. Real quick, it's going to be called Horrors of the Living Corpses, Stone Cold Hearts. So look forward to that. I'm very excited for that. It's going to be a minute, but I'm anticipating maybe January. If I can get it out before then, great. If I can't, hopefully I can get it out soon, because I know people that have been waiting on this and they ask me often. Also, I'm working on another book. This will be out sooner because it just will be. And this one's called Blood and Retribution. I am writing this with my good friend Priscilla Carmona. I'm allowed to say that because sooner or later it's going to come out and it's going to pop up and that's going to be a book. So, Priscilla, if you're watching this, you know how excited I am for this book. I know how excited you are for this book. I can't wait. That one's very exciting, and as well as lovely as is his heart. I can't speak. I'm working on designing the cover for that, and if we can't fully design the cover for that, we might just splurge and buy a really good cover artist to do that for us. But yeah, so there you go. Hopefully by 2020, if I can, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books out in 4 years, and I'm just so excited for that. So, but that's what the video is this week. I just thought it'd be fun to talk about it and you know, tell a little bit of myself on YouTube through my books. So yeah, I will link all 4 of those in the description below. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll definitely go check out those books. No one comments, so do that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Kari and I will have a vlog out for you soon because it is our fall break. And check out my books. And I will talk to you soon. All right, ciao.